it's me. I wanted to talk to you guys about something that you probably have seen in the media and just my opinions on it, so let's go. As many of you guys know, Merida, as in from the movie Brave, she got a redesign and it was put up on various websites and people were very upset over it. And it turned into this massive petition. It got over 200,000 signs on it and all sorts of things. And I find it a little overdramatic, to be honest. Merida is my favorite princess, let me start off by saying. I loved the movie, obviously. I'm planning on cosplaying as her later this year. I have a lot of Merida feelings. I love this girl. I love everything about her. I love what Pixar did with her and just like creating a female character, a princess that did not want to get married or set up with someone that she didn't know. People were saying things like Merida is too over-sexualized. Merida doesn't look anything like herself anymore. They made her too skinny, too curvy. Her hair's too flat now. It's not as wild as it usually is. And I find that very problematic that people are saying that. One, because she's a computer-generated character, and in order to match the rest of the Disney princess lineup, she has to be made into a 2D format. And two, because people make it sound like because Merida doesn't have as wild of red hair that she normally does, that she's not the same princess, or because she's got a little bit of sparkles on her official dress, whatever you want to call it, she's not the same girl. Stuff like that. And people were saying that, you know, she didn't have her bow, she didn't have her wild hair, and that's what makes Merida Merida? Last time I watched Brave, Merida wasn't defined by her hair or her bow or her dresses or lack of dresses, and I don't understand why we're making this all about what she looks like, because to me, she's still the same girl. She's a girl, and she's going to look like a girl. And she's not a tomboy. And if you do not believe me, I will get you some proof that she is not a tomboy and she does not hate dresses. Okay, this is the official Art of Brave book. And there is a specific picture of Merida that I want to show you guys. Or a quote. So this quote right here is the one I'm going to read to you guys. With Merida, one thing Brenda really understood was how easy it could be to tip Merida over into a tomboy. But it's not that she wanted to be a boy. She's a girl, she likes being a girl, she just doesn't like some of the things that come with being a girl that time. Her temperament is more like her father's than her mother's. That doesn't mean that she doesn't like dresses, for example. I initially played her to be more tomboyish, but then when I started digging down through the layers, I saw that she's really a three-dimensional person. There's the person she shows people, then there's who she really is, and she's always doing a balancing act between them, and that's by Emma Coates, the story artist. This dress here, the one that she rips up, that's the dress that she hates. Do you know why she hates that dress? Because she couldn't shoot in it, and it was very constricting and tight and stuff. A lot of people on this petition were saying that her dress that she was wearing in the redesign was constricting, and it's not. It's basically the same thing as her normal blue teal dress that she wears. It's just a little bit more off the shoulders. Just because she's showing her shoulders does not mean that she's, you know, like somebody with bad intentions or something like that. And because people labeled her as an over-sexualized person in the redesign, it gave people this doorway to start calling her redesigned things like a whore or a slut. I saw people comment saying that she looked like an 80s bar slut and that now she wasn't, you know, worthy of being a princess, and I'm like, do you guys realize what you're saying? You're making this way worse than it is. I can understand if they changed Merida completely as a character, but she is still the fierce, strong-willed, independent woman that we saw in the movie. She's not any less of that because she's got a little bit of sparkle on her, and that's not the only picture of her in a redesign too. She's got plenty of other covers of her in future books that are going to be released where she's wearing her normal dress, where she's carrying a bow, you know, nothing with sparkles on it. Disney is not perfect. You can be mad with them for whatever reason, but once you start saying that Merida isn't who she was before because she looks a little different in a design that's meant to match the rest of the princesses, she looks a little different because she's not a computer animated character anymore. And I think that, you know, we all need to take a step back, have a cup of tea, and think about what we've done. And the dress that she's wearing with the design on it at the bottom is the same dress that she's kind of wearing at the end of the movie. And I don't know if you guys are paying attention to the end of Brave, but she's got a completely different dress on with completely, like, it's got the belt with the symbol with the sash, and it's got the design on the bottom of the dress. And technically that dress is the dress that she'd feel most comfortable in because that's after the movie's over, after she's learned her lessons with her and her mom. I'd also like to point out that when I was a kid, I grew up watching Cinderella. Cinderella was my absolute favorite movie. I didn't really consider it a princess movie. Like, I wasn't like, okay, these are the princess movies that I watch in here. These are the regular Disney movies that I watch. I watched all of them without knowing that there was really a difference. I didn't know that Disney princesses were really a thing, because I only really watched Cinderella. I never thought when I watched Cinderella that that was what the image of beauty looked like. I never thought that this is what I need to look up to. This is who I need to be. I mean, I looked up to Cinderella because she could put up with a lot of crap, but I didn't look up to her because of the way she looked. And a lot of people are saying that because Merida looks different now, little girls are gonna look up and be like, oh, this is the Merida I need to be, not this one. When a little girl sees Merida, they're not looking for differences between the two. Sure, if you put a comparison and contrast, they're gonna say, oh, I prefer this one over this one. But when they're watching the movie, when they're meeting her in the parks, when they see her in books, it is just Merida. It is not Merida over-sexualized, it is just freaking Merida. I mean, it just doesn't get much simpler than that. To a small child, it is Merida. And this stuff is not marketed to 21-year-olds like me. It is marketed to little girls. In conclusion, I think that this is all just a little over dramatic. I can understand where some people are coming from, but it's gotten to be a little too much. So leave in the comments what you think, if you like or dislike. I would love to talk to you guys more about this. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I will talk to you later. Have a wonderful day, and I wish it was winter time.